Taito. They made some of my favorite games growing up. Games like Rainbow Island, Space Invaders, Jungle Hunt, and Bobble. Well, Bobble was popular enough to get its own spin off puzzle game, Puzzle Bobble. And that's what I'll be looking at today. Puzzle Bobble, available here. This is the Neo Geo version, available on the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Brought to you by the Hamster Corporation. I wonder if actual hamsters run that corporation. This is the puzzle game Puzzle Bobble. Puzzle Bobble is notable for being one of the first, I think, puzzle games I ever experienced. You probably know it more as Bust a Move. There's two separate names for the same game, basically. Bust a Move is what it's marketed as here in North America. Puzzle Bobble is a simple puzzle game where you shoot bubbles of certain colors up on a screen full of bubbles and try to match three colors before the screen falls down on you. If any of the bubbles cross your line at the bottom, you lose. It sounds pretty easy, but actually aiming the bubbles is it's pretty difficult. I tend to have some trouble actually aiming in this game. My name is Franklin Eugene Kessenberg. So, Puzzle Bobble. Like I said, I did originally play this as one of my first puzzle games I had on my Sega Game Gear, and the Sega Game Gear was my first console that I ever owned. I have very fond memories of playing this game on the Game Gear. Again, wasn't very good at it, but I did enjoy it, and it left a lasting impression. Not only because of just how fun the gameplay is, but I'm a big fan of the original Bubble Bobble. I have played that game more than a lot of other arcade games, mainly because my mom's such a big fan of that game. So growing up, anytime we played games, there was a good chance we were going to play the arcade version of Bubble Bobble or the NES version of Bubble Bobble. So just seeing the Bubble Bobble characters in a puzzle game is fitting. They're very cute little dinosaur characters. I just wish I wasn't absolute shit at this game. My name is Philip Oscar Orion Berg. It's one of those games that's like, it looks very simple on the surface. Again, you match the three colors, you stop the screen from crunching down on you. But what actually makes this game so hard is the aiming system. Now, what's helpful is that if you get a game over and start over, whatever level you're on, they'll actually give you a aiming reticule that will show you where your bubble's going to land. That's very helpful. And without that thing, I am worthless. I've played other Puzzle Bobble games or Bust a Move games. Like I have Bust a Move 4 on the PS1. And I've played the one, I think it was Bust a Move Universe, I want to say. The one on 3DS. Maybe that was the Wii one. I don't know. I played the one on Wii and the one on 3DS. And I think those are a little more lenient with the aiming. I think they actually do help you out. But this one, man, this one's brutal. My name is Adam Stevenson Smith. And, like, I really like puzzle games, so I find this game to be a lot of fun. It's just the aiming itself can be a little hard to do. Like I said, this is the Neo Geo version. I've looked up and I see that there's been 2 releases of this at the time. One by Taito themselves, and then one on the Neo Geo. And from what I could find, the only difference is that like one has like stereo audio and one doesn't. So I guess they're basically the same version. It's hard to say, unless I get a chance to experience both versions. But I think this version is very playable. I was actually kind of surprised to see a Taito game listed under the Neo Geo stuff, because whenever you think of Neo Geo, you usually think of like Metal Slug, King of Fighters, Fatal Fury, those types of games. They're really like the Samurai Showdown. They're like the Neo Geo staples. And Taito games usually aren't the first thing to come to mind for me. I couldn't imagine being a kid in 1994, being well off enough or lucky enough to have a Neo Geo console at home, and my dad goes, "Hey, I got you a new Neo Geo game." You're like, "Sick! Is it King of Fighters '94? Is it Art of Fighting? Oh my god, I can't wait to see what this is." And then you unwrap it or something, and it's Puzzle Bobble, and you're like, "Oh well, I guess I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life." My name is David Isaac King. This game does have a 2-player mode. Other than that, there's a 1-player mode, 2-player mode, and that's about it, because it is a very basic arcade game. There's nothing wrong with that. I think this is very fun, especially for the price point. All these Neo Geo games that the hamster sells are like $7. So honestly, like, this is a good game to get if you're just looking for something to play. You're looking for something puzzly. It's cheaper than a lot of other games you're gonna find, and it is damn fun if you can get used to the aiming. I've had a few rounds where I've done okay without the aiming reticule, but I can't judge it for some fucking reason, and I don't know how else to improve it except for like just to keep playing and get used to the aiming itself. But it is so difficult without that reticule. My name is Gary Allen Yokovich. So, if you are a fan of Taito, if you're a fan of puzzle games, if you're a fan of Neo Geo, I think this is an interesting one to look at. I would say, though, that they also have Puzzle Bobble 2 on the same service, and I also have Puzzle Bobble 2 on my Switch. I have this one on my PS4. So, honestly, if you're going to buy either one of these, probably go for the second one. I don't see a reason to own both. It's a sequel to a puzzle game, so the improvements made there are worth checking out over this game. But again, I don't know. I don't hear people talk about this series much, the Puzzle Bobble / Bust a Move series, and Taito's not really a thing anymore. I think Taito got absolved into I think Square Enix, if I recall. So they don't really do much with their properties anymore. I would love to see them bring this series back for modern consoles. I think the Switch would be perfect for this type of game. And I just love seeing the Bubble Bobble characters put to use, because they don't... You know what? Oh my god, they did do a Bubble Bobble game on Switch recently. They did Bubble Bobble 4 Friends. So there's a good chance they could do a Bust a Move or Puzzle Bobble game at some point. I forgot about that until I was just like talking about Bubble characters being used, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot they actually did do a new Bubble game on the Switch. I don't have that yet. I need to get my hands on that. I like blowing bubbles.
Hey geeks and gamers, TurboBot90013 here. Remember to subscribe to the Turbo Zone for more content. The Arcade Overlords thank you. Stay retro. Turbo Zone.